Hello and welcome to Selling Travel TV. Today I'm talking to Melissa Tilling, who many of you will know as the Managing Director of Funway Holidays, or she was until she stepped down last year in order to pursue an exciting new venture. She's here today to talk about that venture, which is Charitable Travel. Hi Melissa, welcome.
Hi, welcome, and welcome from lockdown. Forgive the background, but you really don't want to see guitars, cats, boxes, or anything else in this room.
Well, you've got a much more professional background than me, so well done. So whereabouts are you in lockdown then?
South London in Bromley.
Okay, fantastic. And
I
how's it
could have said in the middle of, I could have said in Timbuktu or anywhere, couldn't I? I didn't really.
You could be absolutely anywhere, yeah. And you've got some cats kind of wandering around behind you, so we might have a
visitor.
at some point, yeah. So how's it going? How are you adjusting to this lockdown period? Are you enjoying it, or?
I've always put a brave. Sorry, I'm just turning my phone off because it was making sounds. I've always been a funny combination of a hermit at heart. I love my home, and then I have this kind of travel side to me where I become super social. Love to travel and get out there. But really, I'm a home bird, so lockdowns really work well for me.
So you're sort of enjoying it, and are you turning into one of those sourdough baking kind of people, or?
Oh God, no. I'm doing all the things that they say you shouldn't do, which is I'm not doing any exercise. I'm cooking and eating really badly. I think they're going to have to widen the door for me to get out of here after lockdown.
What else is there but food, though? I mean,
I know. Thank God I don't drink. I mean, it'd be atrocious if I actually drank, but no, I don't do that. So it's just food is my vice.
Well, you're much better than me then. So well done. Okay, well, so you're going to tell us about Charitable Travel, which is a really exciting new venture. So, but first of all, just tell us what prompted you to make this big move, because it's a huge change in general, really, isn't it? But I think a lot of our viewers will be interested in the fact that you've moved, I guess, from the tour operator side of the business to the agency side, haven't you?
Yeah. We're Charitable Travel is a World Choice Plus member of TTNG. I had been with Funway for 11 and a half years, and although no one will be able to tell looking at me, I've been in tour operating for 33 years. I know, shock horror. And after 11 and a half years, there'd been a lot of change at Funway. We went from being a privately owned business to being part of the Apple Leisure Group, a really powerful brand, very well resourced. But I thought time to move on. 11 and a half years is a long tenure. I love the team there. I love the company and the ethos. But I thought I needed a new, fresh challenge. And I've been thinking for some time, what to do next. I kind of, probably as people get older, particularly I've noticed, people start thinking about, well, how can I do good? How can I give back? How can I make a difference? Maybe it's that kind of fatalistic thing that as you get older, you think, well, what's my legacy? What difference have I made? And I've been heavily commercial for sort of 30 years, making lots of money for shareholders of travel companies, obviously getting a nice salary along the way and having a great life. No complaints there. But I felt that my next move should be something that was more philanthropic, more a way of giving back. And so I set to thinking about how can I meaningfully do that, because it would seem a shame to lose that kind of experience that I'd accumulated over that time, and not put that to good use, but put it to good use in a different kind of way. So I started investigating that and felt that the best way forward for me would be social enterprise. You can see that we're a member of Social Enterprise UK. And what that really means, because most people I ask, what does social enterprise mean? They think of, chicken farmers and people that knit and, and other sort of more crafty kind of things as a social enterprise. But really what social enterprise means is that you're set up for the benefit of the community and society. And that doesn't have to be just in the 3 miles around where we are. It can be society at large. It can be our global community. And when you define a social enterprise, you have to commit to a social purpose. And that social purpose in the UK is part of a regulated process. So our social purpose is to help charities to fundraise and to help our customers when they make a booking for holidays and travel to make a donation to charity. And that social purpose was submitted to the regulator. They agreed that that was a good society and a community social purpose. And really that's what underlies the decision that I made to set up Charitable Travel. We've effectively replaced private shareholders with public beneficiaries. So a little bit like a charity, but not a charity. Social enterprise puts us in a great position to give back.
Okay, so yeah, so you're not a charity, but you are working towards providing money for charities as a social enterprise. So
Yeah.
so take us through a booking. Let's imagine that I'm a customer. I want to buy a holiday off you. How does it work?
So we have a website, www.charitable.travel, which is a B2C customer-facing website. It's not bookable at this point. Maybe we'll add online booking later on. A customer finds us, and I can talk a little bit about how we market and how we make our difference. But imagine a customer finds us and they've been looking at traveling on holiday, and I don't know, using an example, they're thinking about going to Croatia, and their holiday they found through searching around might cost them about £1,000, mainly £1,000, so I can keep the maths simple when I give you
Please
how
do.
it works. Yeah. So they come to us, we quote them £1,000. We've got 130 different tour operators that we can approach thanks to our membership of World Choice. And we'll go to, say, the Croatia tour operators, say that our customer's interested in traveling and get a price. And we go back to the customer and say, your holidays through Charitable Travel will be £1,000. Would you like to go ahead? The customer decides to say, yeah, I'm going to do that. So like any travel agent, we'll take the deposit for the holiday, which the tour operator requests. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that's £75. And then in due course, the customer would normally be paying us £925 as their full balance, and then going off to Croatia and having a great holiday. So in that sense, we're exactly like any other travel agent or to that matter, tour operator. However, our difference is that we say to the customer, now you've booked, you can go to our bespoke Just Giving site, and we've worked on that with Just Giving, which is one of the largest giving platforms in the world. And they go to our white label Just Giving site, and they can give 5% of that £1,000 direct to the charity of their choice, which once they've done that, we will reduce off the balance of their holiday. So in that case of £1,000, they can go to Just Giving, give £50, so 5% of 1,000, to whichever charity they would like. So it doesn't have to be a travel charity, it can be cancer research, it can be their local hospice, whichever cause the customer cares about. And once they've made that donation, we get a message back through the system saying that that donation has gone through, and then sacrificing our travel agent commission that we earn from the tour operator, we then reduce that £50 off of the £1,000 holiday. So the upshot is the customer gets, instead of paying £1,000 for their holiday, they pay £950, but they've also made a £50 donation to the cause that they care about and to a charity that really needs their money.
Okay, well, it sounds, yeah, I mean, that sounds amazing for the customer, and obviously for you, being a social enterprise, yeah, you've given up your commission, and then presumably the rest of that commission goes back into making your business work so that you can
Yeah.
create,
Yeah.
get more.
So we pay for overhead out of that, so we can pay our staff salaries. We can do marketing. We can do the other things that a travel company would do, power our website and what have you.
Yeah.
But the important thing to remember with social enterprise is that every single penny that you make as profit ultimately is also then given to charity, and we have to nominate a certain underlying charity or charities that our net profit as a business will go to. It's a very different way of thinking about business than a private enterprise, which is there to reward the shareholders. Ultimately, I guess we don't have to actually make any money as long as we don't lose it, because as long as we cover our overhead, we make donations to charity, and we create profit to support charity, we've fulfilled our social purpose, and achieved certainly what I wanted to achieve by setting it up, which is to do tons of good.
Yeah, fantastic. And your customers can donate to any charity that they choose. That's any UK registered charity.
Yeah, the Charity Commission of England and Wales has registers charities and regulates charities, and so as long as it's an approved and regulated charity, and it's available on the Just Giving site, and pretty much they all are because Just Giving is so powerful, then then the customer can choose. So they can support a really local charity to them, or if they've been touched by cancer, they can support that, or they can support maybe a children's charity. It's really up to the customer what they support. We don't define that because that's not what our social purpose is. Our social purpose is simply to help charity and to help fundraising.
Sure. And it's interesting as well, because in terms of the product you offer, obviously it's the full spectrum of holidays, because you work with World Choice. So I could book a trip to Disneyland or Benidorm and I'm giving back. I don't have to book I guess when you normally think of charitable travel, you think of more sort of like altruistic holidays where you perhaps are volunteering, trekking to some remote Himalayan village and volunteering your time to plant rice crops or something. But this is absolutely any holiday.
Yeah,
you're giving back.
Whether I've joked in the past, whether it's a stag group going to Benidorm or a worldwide cruise, it ultimately what it's going to do, because we sacrifice our commission, is provide the customer with exactly the same price they would be getting from any other travel agent, but also then putting money to good charitable causes. You mentioned there, why was I not a tour operator? And the point was precisely that the flexibility that being a retailer enables us to have to do as much good as we can was the main reason not to be a tour operator. And also, frankly, there are a lot of very capable tour operators out there doing a fantastic job providing great products. And it's also great that, particularly now, as we climb out of this coronavirus issue, that we can also support them rather than compete against them.
Sure, yeah. And going on to that subject, obviously you've launched the business in this month, or in the last couple of weeks, and
20th of April we launched.
20th of April, sorry, yeah. And it's a bit of a soft launch for now, I understand, but it's probably fair to say that it's not the best time to launch a business. So how have you coped? How have you sort of adjusted your plans?
Well, I think the adjustment has primarily been on the relationship travel related marketing that we're doing, in terms of one sense. Before coronavirus took hold, we were working with 6 or 7 hoteliers, travel destinations and tour operators, doing joint marketing, really driving inquiries to Charitable Travel and then converting them into doing good for some great causes. So one particular tour operator we were working with had a real underlying passion to want to support some great work in Uganda. So we teamed up with a charity delivering benefit in Uganda. And that exercise or that marketing was supporting that charity. So it's like normal marketing campaigns that tour operators and travel agents will do with a destination, but there's always an altruistic outcome. So we both sell the holiday, but also we support a cause that means something to the partner that we have. You know, we're working with a Borneo charity, for example, a Borneo tourism board. They really wanted to support ecotourism, and so we were working with an orangutan charity. So it kind of gives a multiple positive outcome apart from the tourism arrival, which the destination really, really wants. They're actually being seen, but not just seen, but actually doing good with the money that they're investing to promote their destination.
Sure, yeah, it's I guess an example of well, corporate social responsibility and also altruism, like you say. And I
But
guess
not just words, actions.
actions, exactly, yeah. And I guess you know, you mentioned the Borneo and the orangutan charity, but there's so many different opportunities out there, I guess, isn't there, when you think about the destinations, and they each have their own you know, specific opportunities that they're looking for, and also their specific challenges that they have.
Hmm.
And have you got plans to work on a lot more of those joint ventures where you're sort of specifically targeting different causes?
Yes, yeah. I mean, we very much have a dialogue with our partners that are doing marketing about what cause actually contributes or they identify with. Um, and you know, I think that's the unique that we have. We're cause driven, but also travel driven. You know, we need to tick all of those boxes in order to achieve our objective. Yes, we've got to deliver customers so that the destination gets tourism revenue, but also we've got to, because it's our social purpose, support a charity. So where we can link those two things together is when we achieve our objective. So absolutely. The point you made earlier as well about it's not just about sustainable or, you know, that kind of idea of challenge related things where you go and support you know, voluntourism as they call it. It doesn't mean we can't do that, but we're not founded on the basis of that. If we find a social enterprise or a sustainable tourism cause that we can also support, then we achieve another positive outcome on top of both the charitable donation that we create, the tourism arrival that we create, but we can also then achieve another outcome, which is to support a community in the end destination, or a cause like carbon offsetting, carbon neutrality, for example.
Sure, okay. And obviously you have you have your own staff working
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have at the moment very small staff, so that's probably one of the other effects of coronavirus at the moment. It's really me and a marketeer, and then a small reservations team, which will then scale up as soon as demand starts to return. And what we've been doing is really driving social media. So spending a lot of effort, but maybe not right now, a lot of money on really getting the word out there. We created a YouTube channel called One Amazing Minute, for example, and we've had so far about 30 destinations contribute 60-second videos, and about 5 charities contribute 60-second videos that really show the destination, show the impact, and that's getting a really good following on social media. So things like that, where we start to lay the groundwork, we test all of our processes, we make sure that the donation process is all smooth, and the documentation, so that we can give both the we can make sure it works, but also give a really good customer experience, because we still need to do that. We can't expect our customers to be treated in any different way than they would be with any of the excellent travel agents that are out there.
Sure, and obviously your reservations team, you know, they are selling travel, you know, that's their job. And I'm just interested, will they be having, obviously they will be, you know, well trained in how to sell travel and how to do their job properly, but will they be also trained in offering advice on the charitable side of the business? Is that something you would look into? Obviously, I guess some people might be interested in spending money with you, but perhaps not know who to give to, or need some guidance on that side of things.
Yeah, I mean, we're striking up in the same way that we do with travel organisations and tourist boards. We're striking up perhaps closer relationships with a growing number of charities. And every time we have a somewhat more of a purposeful relationship with a charity, we're sharing content, information, video, and making available training to the team, so that if they get a supporter of a particular charity that's coming on the telephone, who says, or when they contact, you know, for example, we work with a charity called My Life Films, and that they create films to help people suffering from dementia to who are feeling anxious to feel more grounded by seeing pictures and images and video and music of their past. So it's a great dementia charity, and we make sure that the team are aware of these closer partnerships, so that if then a supporter of My Life Films comes onto the telephone, they can at least sound and be aware of what that supporter is supporting, at the same time as being experts in travel, so that they can join in the conversation.
Sure, okay. And I guess the other interesting thing I was interested was what charities and destinations are sort of close to your heart personally, because you know, you've started this up, and you talked about how much you wanted to give back, but what are you really hoping to do on a personal level? What are the charities that are close to your heart?
I think, I mean, in the past, unfortunately, I lost my mum to cancer in '95, and so I've always been supportive of cancer charities. I ran the London Marathon in 2017 for cancer research, and so you know, cancer charities are certainly close to my heart. But I think, like many people, I've always been conflicted by the number of good causes that are out there, and how deserving each of those causes and each of those beneficiaries actually are. And so the format that I think we've come up with Charitable Travel really is not meant to be necessarily dedicated to one cause or steered towards one cause. It is meant to be an opportunity to allow donations to a cause that our customers care about. We might point them in a direction of a charity that we're working more closely with, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to donate to that charity. They can donate to whomever they wish.
Okay, and I mean, there's a lot of talk about future travel trends, and you mentioned sustainability, and I talked about community-based tourism and things like that. But what do you think the future holds for travel at the moment? Because especially with coronavirus, everyone's talking about how that's going to change the landscape of travel. What do you think travel will look like next year when all this is over?
Wow, Laura, that is a doozy of a question. Thank you very much for that. I think the demand and the natural inclination of our country and our nation to want to travel and to be explorers and to see other parts of the world and other cultures is a massive force. You know, we've become used to and fortunate over many years to be able to travel quite freely. So I think against whatever happens, I don't think all of a sudden that the market will say, that's it, I'm staying at home or I'm not going to travel again. So I think the weight of pressure of people wanting to travel will create a solution. My concerns are probably around what happens with social distancing. Does that mean on aircraft that there'll need to be additional space between passengers? Does that mean that the price of travel will go up? And therefore, does that mean that it will become more exclusive to people that can afford it or afford overseas travel? I think capacity is going to drop. I think that's going to have an impact on distribution chains. I think that's going to be it's going to be a real challenge for tour operators. It's going to be a real challenge for travel agents. And I think it's going to ensure that we all have to sharpen our game and ensure that we're offering great service. And in our case, my earnest hope is that customers will consider the fact that we are not for private profit, will consider the fact that aside from purchasing their holiday at no additional cost to them, they can actually make a difference to a charity. So, my hope, but clearly we don't know yet, is that altruism, an opportunity for altruism at no extra cost, will put Charitable Travel in a really good position moving forward. Yeah, we have a landing page for NHS charities together. We're not working with them specifically, but I really wanted to put that landing page and put that promotion out there, because it is a critical, or has been a critical need, particularly if we get wave 2 of coronavirus. We need to continue to ensure that that the NHS are fully financed and that teams are supported. So I'm delighted to single them out on our website.
Sure. And what's your next move then in the coming weeks?
So the next major decision for us is when to formally launch to the consumer media. We're working closely with our PR company, Gosh PR, and considering when is the right time to tell our message and tell our social enterprise and our charitable purpose to the consumer press, because we've gone out very much to the trade press so far, and we've gone out organically to social media. But what we want to do is really go out and announce ourselves to the consumer press. And so it's a timing issue. At what point does lockdown end? At what point does the psyche of our potential customers warm towards the idea of travel, so that we can consider whether we really go out there towards the end of May and catch the mood and catch the opportunity to for customers to re-engage with travel in a bigger way, but at the same time support charity that needs us. I think, and it's an interesting consideration, that with capacity reduced, the message that we're very much talking to our customers about is secure your holiday for 2021 now on the dates that you want to go. Because if capacity is reduced and there's a resurgence of demand, particularly for securing 2021 holidays, then you may be in a position where there's a massive reduction in capacity because of the air element rather than the hotels or any other factor. So that's an interesting sort of twist on it. Are we going to, are people going to need to secure it and book early because of that? And the other thing we're doing, I'm just about to launch another social push on the taste of travel. One of the key things, certainly for me, is whenever I go to destinations, I love to try the food. Whether it's spicy in the Far East, or Cajun, or barbecue in the States, or jerk chicken in the Caribbean, and we're going to associate that kind of taste of travel with two very deserving causes, as a shout out to those causes who are focused on hunger in the world. the Trussell Trust in the UK that are obviously at the moment really helping a lot of people with food banks. We're going to shout out about that. And also Saving World Hunger, an international charity that helps particularly the developing world overcome child hunger, to try and make that a thing of the past. So we're kind of trying to make those associations between the tastes and the cuisine of all the destinations you can travel to, but at the same time, let's remember that there are people that are out there that could really do with our help. So by all means, book your travel and go to these fantastic places, but remember that when you book, you can actually make a great donation to either a UK or an international charity where people really need help.
Yeah, there's just, when you think about it, there's so many different charities, isn't there, that you could link to so many different destinations. It's yeah, the world is your oyster.
There's 167,000 just in the UK registered, which is a phenomenal number. But yeah, I mean, we're looking at things like, just before Corona, we were talking to St Helena Tourist Board and working with a whale shark charity, because St Helena, and I didn't know this, is a well-known place for people who like to observe whale sharks and are looking at whale shark conservation and protection. So it's a really interesting link between helping causes that are associated with particular destinations, and it is endless.
It is. It's really unique and it's really exciting. And thank you for talking to us about it. It's yeah, we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and go check out charitable.travel.
We will do. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.